B. This is our fourth and, unfortunately, final drum lesson. My whole goal for this series was to teach you a simple 4/4 rock beat on a set of drums. I believe that this has been accomplished. I believe that you should know a simple rock beat by now. However, this lesson will focus on just a little bit more in-depth things, such as fills, and perhaps even, we're going to talk a little bit about 16th notes. A 16th note is counted differently, of course, than a quarter note or eighth note, as we spoke about up until now. Quarter notes being 1, 2, 3, 4. Eighth notes being 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 16th notes, believe it or not, are counted vocally in sort of an odd way. You may have heard this before, and if not, it may sound strange to you. It is 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and so it's E and So it's like the letter E and ampersand, and then like UH, I guess. I don't know. So So it's 1E and 2E and And we're going to take this out into the garage today. I'm not going to use plastic bowls today because it did not port well to the camera. I tried it out, and playing 16th notes, they all sort of sounded like they ran together when I was playing plastic bowls. So we're going to take it outside on the real drum set, and I hope you're not just too disappointed. I hope that you've learned a lot, and maybe down the road I'll bring up the topic of drums or other instruments again and try to teach you some other things. So let's go out to the garage. See you there. Okay, we're out here at the drum set. I've changed angle this time a little bit so you maybe can see my bass drum a little bit better, as well as the foot here that controls the hi-hat. You can still see the snare. Hopefully you can still hear me talk. I'm going to let the automatic levels work on the camera. I tried it out. It seemed to work pretty well. So to start with, let me go through, again, in the house I was talking about the 16th notes. 16th notes being, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and are 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. If we start with our right or lead hand, this can become our fill. We would do a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a whole measure, and I will play that on the snare, and then this tom. So we're going to go. Now you'll note that at the end of that, on the downbeat of 1 of the next measure, I hit a crash cymbal and a bass drum at the same time. It's a good way to end a fill. So we would have, you could also add the bass drum on the 1, 2, 3, 4 beat. So you'd have. Okay. Now you'll notice there's some accenting going on there as well. We didn't talk about accenting because I thought that might get too complex for a simple rock beat. Accenting is that on the ones, or the downbeat of each, the note of 1, the count of 1, I was actually hitting a little harder, so it'd be. To add to the accent, the bass drum can do that as well. Now, if we're going to use 16th notes as a fill, this is about the only fill I'm going to teach you because it's the most simple fill. You'd be going. Okay, we played a simple rock beat like I taught you last week, and in between we added fills. Now I told you fills sometimes were used to transition from like one cymbal that you're riding on to a different cymbal. This is the ride cymbal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the ride, use a fill, and transition back to the hi-hat. Uh-oh, what did I do there? fill that wasn't just 16th notes. Be creative. Learn to be creative with your fills. If you have a drum set to practice on, you're lucky. Practice. Practice a lot. You'll be glad that you did. Before you know it, you'll be playing some really wild stuff. Okay, let's go back over the fill one more time. And again, this is going to be our last drum lesson. I might seem a little bit more down today. And it's because this is the last lesson, and I'm not sure that I'll continue with any of the drum lessons because I'm not sure if I have enough formal training to actually teach you much more. So let's start again on the hi-hat. Again, 16th note fills. Can actually go a lot faster as well. One more thing I probably should teach you before I let you go is you don't always have to play the 8th notes on the hi-hat. Try, it may be harder at first, but try playing quarter notes. First, it may seem harder because you're hitting this on quarter notes, but still playing some of the ands with your bass drum. So it'd be like, you hear that bop, 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 bop. That's because this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this is doing the ands. So it sounds a little more syncopated. Let me give you some variations on breaks and then we'll end the drum lesson. Hope you had fun today. I did, but I'm kind of bummed that I'm not going to be doing these videos anymore, but I really don't think I have a whole lot more to add or to offer. Total screw up. Didn't mean to do that. So see, while practicing, practice things that you maybe aren't familiar with doing. Screw up a few times. You'll learn that way, and you'll learn how not to make mistakes or to cover for mistakes that you do make. For instance, if I were to make a mistake like that was really messed up, but I kept forging forward and got back out of it and could continue to play. Because if you're playing with a band, you're not just going to stop. You've got to forge forward. Okay, let's go back into some other breaks. A little bit faster break that time. A little bit faster fill is there as well. So I'll take you out with some drumming, and I'll see you in a different episode. Watch my Do Try This at Home episodes. Watch my 30-second with Mr. G episodes. Hope you had fun. I'll take you out drumming. If I totally screw up, oh well, I'll keep on drumming.